Okay, this morning, with it being our kickoff call, I think the main area of focus that I want to talk about is going to be bookings, right? We all want bookings. I feel like sometimes we get stuck in a rut of doing the exact same thing, and then maybe we think we're doing the exact same thing and not getting results, but maybe in reality we've gotten away from like a couple of like key specific things that help us get bookings on our calendar. And I know everybody who's in this group really wants to further their business and promote and do all the things and build a team and just get rocking and rolling, especially with the amazing kit opportunity this month. Not just the new kits that we have. And just to clarify, because I've had a couple people ask, these aren't just special kits for this month. Like, these are our brand new kits. They have replaced the old style kits, and we will continue to have these kits. But this month's special on the full price kit rebate, that is just through August 31st. So I'm really excited about these brand new kits. Actually, our very own Kristen Waringa was part of the, they were called the Game Changers. She was part of the group that created and styled these new kits. So that's exciting. So if we ever have any questions about the kits and specifically why they put certain products in there, we can always reach out to her or reach out to me and I'll reach out to her so we don't bombard her inbox. But yes, so super excited about that. So bookings, with a show of hands, because I see some of you are blessing us with your lovely photos this morning, which I love. Everybody should be on video because I love it. It's so much more fun to talk to your faces than just a blank screen. So show of hands, how many, ooh, that got most of you to turn your cameras on. I love it. Okay, show of hands, how many bookings do you guys have so far for your August? I'll try to kind of scroll and see. 5, 2, I see 7, seeing lots of fingers, 1. Okay, so who wants like 8 or more? Everybody raise your hand, right? Yes, okay. So I will be realistic with you guys. I'm gonna try to be a little more, I won't say harsh, but more like I want to be able to hold you guys accountable, because I feel like maybe that is something that I have struggled with, and that has also hindered not just like me, but it's also hindered you guys, and I don't want to hinder you guys in your businesses at all anymore. So I'm going to be a little more strict and a little more like accountable and everything on all fronts, because I want you guys to succeed. So I will be completely blunt and completely honest. If you guys are wanting directorship, if you guys are wanting to build a team and start doing these things, 8 or more shows is what your new normal is going to be per month. Because promoting to director, you need the bookings, obviously, because you need sales, because your team has to have $5,000 in sales for you to hit that initial promotion. But also the bookings are there because when recruiting and welcoming new team members, we have to have that audience in front of us, because as we all know, I'm hoping that you guys all know that our number one potential recruit is going to be our host. And then as well as their rock star guests and people in their parties. And so I want you guys to get in the new norm of 8 or more shows a month. And I'll be honest, for virtual, like I would say 12 or more, but that could sometimes be a little intimidating. But I always just put 8 in the back of your mind as to every single month. I want to make sure that my calendar has at least 8 virtual parties. I don't know if any of you guys are doing in-home shows. If you are, then I would say 8 virtual and a couple in-home. I know that most of our team is virtual, but if you're wanting to like venture out and do in-homes, like I fully 100% think that is great. Because Chelsea is also on our, Chelsea Remington, she's on our team and she does in-homes and she's great and she has great advice. And soon, I promise, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and lead by example and probably do a few in-home shows, especially with the new cooking blender, because it's going to make it so, so easy to do those in-home shows. They did I'm not even kidding you, I think it was like a 10-minute show at conference on stage. One of, I think she's a senior director. She was on stage and she did like a 10-minute cooking show with the blender. And it was just like mind blowing. It was so easy. She started the blender for the sauce, and then she had her guests do like grating the cheese. I can't remember the specific recipe, you guys. It's still early. But she had her guests do like grating the cheese. They had her chopping, like with the quick slice, doing tomatoes. She showed people how to ribbon fresh basil to put on top of it. She just had like all these little stations set up, and it literally took 10 minutes to walk through the stations. And by the end of that, the sauce was done. Like, she had them cook noodles. She had them do the zucchini noodles. It was just amazing. Lisa and Laura, they were there, and wasn't it just amazing? Like, you were just like, oh, it is that easy. So, yes, but that was getting off topic. So bookings. So 2 things I want to talk about this morning about bookings is, 1, consistency every single week at your virtual parties to get the new bookings on your calendar. So for me, I literally have tasks. So this is how my whole week plays out as far as how I book, like when I send the messages and all this. So we all pretty much know that my schedule runs, like I start the parties, I set up the parties on a Friday. I give my hosts 3 days to do all of the invites. And I think now I'm going to start pressuring my hosts to do a little bit better of a job on invites, and really emphasizing how important that this role is for her or him, as far as getting those people in the party. Because, I mean, during the summer, you guys, our attendance is probably going to be a little bit lower. But if we emphasize the importance of the guest list, and that is their biggest job, I feel like we're going to get better results. So I'm going to start having them really, maybe even incentivizing them. So they have the 3 days to invite the guests, and then on Sunday, I start like posting in the party and getting to know people. And I'm going to start adding a little more like engaging posts to get them active. Because usually I post, this is how the party's going to work. The party starts this day, like comment going, which is okay. But I feel like we're maybe lacking the relationship building before the party even starts, because we also have to realize that this business is about building relationships. And if we want people to continue to follow us, to continue to be customers, to want to book shows and do all these things, we're going to have to start building the relationships a little earlier on, because online, we're really not face to face with these people. And we have to build the relationship, like, not gradually, but I mean, when you're online, you're not just going to like randomly add someone and like start a relationship, right? Like, you're going to think it's weird if somebody randomly friend requests you and is immediately sending you a message, right? Kind of weird. And you're like, I don't know you, and you're talking to me. So I feel like building the relationship a little bit earlier is going to be key for us. So by Wednesday, when the party starts, for me, I don't know when you guys start your parties, you may still use my formula or whatever, but I know some of you run parties off script now, which is great. But usually by the first day of the party starting, I've already started to, like, I'm tagging people because I'm welcoming them to the group. Because if you guys I don't know if you can do this on a regular group, but on my business page groups, there is a spot on a computer, when you're on a computer, off to the right, where it says members. Anybody who has been new to your group, you're able to create a post, and it tags all the new people that haven't been tagged yet. And I always, so on the first few days where they're adding people, I am tagging those people and saying, let's welcome our new members to the group. Thank you so much for joining us. Party starts on Wednesday, but don't miss out on the early bird prize drawing by commenting going now. And then I do a fun little GIF, or even ask them, like, post a GIF, like if it's Monday, be like, what's your Monday like? Drop a GIF below. So it's getting them active, because I talk about this all the time too, but Facebook algorithms can be a curse and can be a blessing. When we start having these people like interacting in the party, they're going to start seeing the posts for the party. And if you're interacting back and forth with them, they're going to see yours and you're going to see theirs. So it's all a give and take on Facebook. And it's same with your personal pages too, which I'll get to next because social media presence is the next topic I'm going to touch on. So get ready for that because I'm real passionate about that. So by Wednesday, I've already been tagging people. I've already been talking to them in the party. So Wednesday and Thursday is when I am sending my friend requests. I have now started recently not just sending friend requests to those who are actively talking in the party, but I am going to go ahead and start sending friend requests to everybody who's clicked join. I'm not friend requesting the people that's not clicking join because I'm not going there. But the people, they could very well be sitting there watching, but not participating. And we don't know this until we reach out. So, and I was actually surprised by this. I was like, well, if they're not interacting, they're probably not interested, which is a no, no, Danny. You need to realize that people sit back and watch and are scared to participate, or they might not even know what they're doing. So yesterday, I literally did this. I friend requested all of the people in the party. I got 2 parties booked off of people who weren't participating in the parties, you guys. So it was an eye-opener for me, and I want you guys to realize this as well. Like, even if it's just friend requesting them, and then when they accept it, I am literally, this is all I'm reaching out with. You don't want to overwhelm them with words. All I reach out with, and you guys, some of you are like, okay, you say this all the time. Does it really work? All I say is, hey, and insert their name, because if we use their name, it's a little more personal. Because if we just say, hey, girl, they're probably like, this is a copy and paste message. No, thanks. Hey, Vicky, I just wanted to personally reach out and thank you for joining Jennifer's party this week. I'm having so much fun. Are you enjoying the party so far? And I leave it at that. Because people want to respond to that because they're like, oh, they're genuinely interested in how I'm enjoying the party, which I am, because I want to know if they're having fun. Because if there's something about my party that they're like, well, I didn't really like this, then I want to fix it. And I want to make sure everybody is having fun at these parties. So it's really feedback for us as well. But most of the time I get, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Thank you so much for inviting me, or something along those lines. And then I respond with, oh, that's so great. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I really do try to make these parties as fun as possible for everyone involved. And then I kind of move into just say, have you seen something so far? Depending on which day I'm reaching out, because if it's the first day and I'm asking them, oh, have you seen anything that's caught your eye? They're really going to be like, well, the party just started. So just kind of gauge which day you're messaging them. Like yesterday, like, because today's the last day of all my parties. So yesterday I was like, have you guys, do you have anything on your list that maybe your wish list is growing, or have you been able to browse and grab a few things or put into your cart a few things that you just can't live without? Or maybe you're building a wish list. And most of the time people are like, oh my gosh, yeah, my wish list is huge. There's so many things I want, but my wallet can't handle it, or something like that. And that's when you go into, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but I want you guys to know that these words do work. So literally use these words, especially in personal messages, because we don't really run the risk of, oh my gosh, 12 million people are saying these things. Like, it's a little different algorithm in messengers. So you can always move into booking conversations through personal message. If you are struggling with what to say to someone, before you send something, send a screenshot. Sometimes it'll be a little bit longer before I or one of the directors can get to your messages, but be patient. I know sometimes we're like, no, I want to book this party like right now. But to get those bookings on your calendar and to get you more comfortable with booking conversations, like, let us help you. Let us guide you and let us give you the words. And in certain situations, we might not even have the perfect words, and we'll have to reach out to someone and be like, hey, so I'm struggling right now. I need some words. Like, here's what I would say, but can you help me tweak it? So don't feel like you're alone on needing help, because I still need help. I'm sure, who knows if Kristen ever needs help. That girl's perfect. But like, we are all here to help, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting the best out of your business. So bookings and consistency in current parties is where you are going to continue your business onward. If you get to the point where you have like a full schedule, I am so guilty of this in the past, and I kick myself now for it, where I have gotten to where, okay, I got my 8 shows this month. Like, I'm going to wait for a couple other parties until I need more shows, and then I'm going to reach out to those people. Do not do this. Make sure that at every single party, you are doing what you need to do to get those bookings from those people. Because once you get them on your calendar, I mean, even if you're full for the month and you're like, I really just can't take on any more shows, like I'm not comfortable with it, book them for the following month. Sometimes people are like, whoa, she doesn't have a open spot until the next month. Like, this girl's crazy busy. Like, this is awesome. I'm like special because I get on her calendar for next month. Like, it's the little things that people are like, oh, wow. Because if we're always like, oh, we have a spot open next week, they're like, oh, okay. So do you like not have any parties ever? That's just my head. I'm probably just overthinking it. But so make sure that consistency throughout your virtual parties every single week. Okay? Does it make sense? Got it? Thumbs up? Yes? Drink all the coffee this morning, guys. Okay. Social media presence. Okay. This is something, you guys, that I could literally talk for days and hours and everything on end. Because I feel like in our businesses, there's not just one thing that is going to make our business or break it. I think it's always going to be a combination of things. But one of the huge key components, I will say, is going to be your social media presence. One, if you don't have a social media presence, you're going to need to start one. Because when you're in those parties and you're reaching out to those people, here's a question. When you guys get a friend request from someone, do you just automatically add them? Or do you go to their social media and kind of stalk them before you go, okay, I'll accept your friend request? I know I do, because half the time I'm looking and I'm like, this person just created a Facebook yesterday. They have a bunch of random people on their Facebook. No thanks, not today, Isis. Yeah, that's what I say. So if you don't have the social media presence and you're not posting things about you, or people can't really get the feel of who you are just by like browsing your Facebook real quick before they click that accept or deny button, then we need to work on it. But also, if somebody clicks on your Facebook page and all they see is business posts and buy this, host a party with me this, all the things business and nothing personal, they're probably not going to accept your friend request either. And this is why. When we are reaching out to people on parties, immediately already there's that in the back of their head, they just want to be my friend so that I will buy from them. Or they just want to be my friend so that they can get me to host a party. And in my head, yes, I mean, we are doing this, and this is to help further our business. But I personally have enjoyed each and every single person that I've added to my Facebook because I've built a relationship with them. Do you want the proof? It's all of you sitting up here on screen right now. If I had not asked you to be my friend on Facebook, like, I have goosebumps right now because you guys are my friends. Like, you guys are my new family. And that's a community that I would not have had it not been for Pampered Chef. So I have a whole other reason why I start adding these people, because I'm like, I am genuinely curious if I am going to create that relationship with this person, if this is going to be one of my next best friends. Like, you guys, Chelsea Remington has become one of my very closest friends in life. Like, we talk almost every day. We talk about our marriages. We talk about our friendships, like our kids, how they drive us crazy. I mean, there's just, and like big life events, like we're messaging each other because we're friends. And so that is what I want all of us to also think about, is the relationships that we're about to build with these people, because they're about to become our community and our family and our friends and our followers. So social media presence is going to play a key factor in that. And I know a lot of you are probably like, oh my gosh, Danny, you always say this. Like, I put out into the world what I want to come back to me. And that is kindness. I want to inspire people. I want to change someone's life with Pampered Chef. So yes, you will see me post about Pampered Chef on my personal page. I sometimes post, like yesterday I posted that we now have meal starters. Like, I'm like, why have I not posted this yet? It's the second day of the month and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have brand new products. Who am I and what am I doing with my life that I haven't told people this? So I did a post about that. But for the most part, like, I'm posting the meals that I'm cooking because my tools make it so much easier. I'm posting about my kids, about the fact that I get to stay at home and hang out with my children all day long and allow their friends to hang out with us all summer because I can work from home. Like, you guys, I'm sitting in my office working right now, and I know it's only 7:30 in the morning, but my son's hanging out on the couch watching TV. My husband's asleep, and I'm pretty sure he's still asleep. My daughter's asleep, but when they wake up, they know that, oh, hey, mom's working, but I'll just go hang out in the living room while she does her work, and afterwards we can hang out. Like, not most people can say that because they're like, oh, I have to hurry up. I got to get ready. I got to be to work in 10 minutes. Love you, bye. Like, they love that I am home all day. So I love to share that the business opportunity has allowed me these certain things, or that the business opportunity sends me on free vacations. Like, so when we're putting our business out on social media, I don't want you to think that I'm saying don't post like, hey, I need parties booked, or hey, this, hey, that. Like, the occasional post about, hey, I have a special of, if you host this month, you'll be entered to win this. Like, yes, do that, whatever you want to do with your business. But I will say that if we do way too much business versus personal, that it's going to turn people off. If we do too much personal versus business, people won't know what we do. So it really is a balance, you guys. And if you are unsure how to balance it, like, reach out, because it's not like there's a 100% formula that's going to be perfect for everybody. But I've also been helping Chelsea Remington with this, because she's like, I really struggle with that because I haven't always been the social media presence person. And she's like, I'm really trying to show my emotions more. And I laugh because she's going to laugh when she watches this video back. So she'll send me screenshots before she posts something, and she'll be like, okay, is that enough emotion? Because she's not comfortable with it yet. And I mean, you guys, if you're not comfortable 100% doing all these things, like, I don't want you to feel like you're being forced to do something you're not comfortable with. But if you want help on an easier way or a better way for people to start following you a little bit more, and like maybe engaging a little more, or maybe making your posts a little more engaging, then I am here to help. I feel like I have built a very strong social media presence. Some days I'm non-existent, you guys. There are just some days I'm like, you know what? I work on Facebook. I do all the things on Facebook. I don't want anything to do with Facebook today. And that's totally fine. But we don't want to go non-existent for weeks on end or days on end or things like that. Does anybody have a question about any of all of everything I've just said for the last 26 minutes? Anyone? I want to make sure nobody's ready.
I do have a question. Sorry. I do have a question. I posted it kind of in our team page, but how do you reach out to people who you literally have barely talked to for like years, that you like went to school with? Because I don't want to be like, hey, host a party, haven't talked to you in like 5 years.
So that's where I would recommend going to their social media presence. Like, if they don't have much of a social media presence, you're probably going to be like, okay, they're probably not on Facebook a ton. and not that you don't want to reach out to them for a party, but it's easier to reach out to someone after you've interacted with them on their social media. So like if they're posting things, you don't have to go into depth and like write a paragraph on one of their posts, but if you start engaging with them on social media, the funny thing about that, once again, is Facebook algorithms. When you're active on somebody else's social media platform, they will start to see your posts as well, because Facebook sees, oh, they're connecting. I want to show them what the other person is doing daily. So I guess that's another key piece that actually my sister, Jen, who is now on the call, she also pointed out and was like, I have noticed like I've been commenting and being more active on other people's stuff, and I'm starting to see their stuff more, or they're starting to see my stuff and they're interacting in mine more. So I would say start out with not necessarily stalking their page, but if you see something that they've posted and you are so inclined to comment on it or engage with it, then I think that's a really great place to start. And then if you guys start talking back and forth on social media, like I would say reach out and be like, hey, so let's see, this month you could just be like, hey, so I know we haven't talked in a while. Kind of start the conversation out like, hey, how have you been? What have you been doing all these years? Like, I don't know if it's been years since you've talked to this person, but just like strike up the conversation and maybe ask them what they do for work. Like plug those things in, and then they can be like, oh, I do this. And then they might ask, what do you do? Or even if they don't ask, then just tell them, be like, oh, that's so great. Did you see I do Pampered Chef now? Blah, 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 blah. And so there's just kind of ways to plug certain things or even guide the conversation into what you want it to turn to. And I don't know, does that make sense, Chelsea? Okay, perfect. Let me go through the comments real quick. Hold
Yes, thank you.
on. Okay. Vicky, my friends avoid my business posts. What kind of business posts are you thinking? Like what kinds of business posts are they? Hold on. Oh, I can't unmute you. I don't know what's going on.
I try all kinds of different types of posts to get their attention. Nothing's working.
No? Maybe I'll have to go stalk your Facebook page. And I'll give you constructive criticism. Would that be okay?
I'm good with that, but
Okay.
you go in and clean up those posts. I let them run for a bit, and then I'll go in and clean them up. So you may not see a bunch, but I'll let you know when I post something.
Okay. Perfect. Lindsay says, trying to find the right balance is hard. It can be, especially for someone who hasn't been like social media active or geared for a long time, or even, I don't know, it can definitely be harder for someone who's not always on Facebook, or not even always on Facebook, but like some of us, okay, so for me it was a little easier just because I've always been a social media presence person. I've always posted all the things on Facebook. Like my family gives me crap all the time. They're like, we don't need to call you. All we have to do is log on to Facebook to see what you're doing. Like, oh, you had a Twinkie 10 minutes ago. Like, yep, we know what Danny's doing. So it's a little easier for me. And I know some people aren't super comfortable with posting all the things on Facebook, and that's totally fine too. But I would say that starting to post occasional things and figuring out what you want your brand and people to know you for. Like, I'm starting to get a little bit better. I've always been the person with my hat, and I love my hat, and that's who I am. That's how, like, who people know me for is, oh, it's the girl with the hat. But I'm also trying to grow as a person, because my hat is a security blanket, you guys. My hat is something I go to because it's almost like I don't want people to criticize me for always wearing my hat, but it's how people know me. And I'll be honest, you guys, I want people to know me. I crave that connection with people. And so, and I'm being real raw and open and honest with you guys right now, so please don't judge me. But like, I want those relationships with those people. And if them thinking that like, oh, well, she's wearing her hat again. Like if that's how I get that connection with them, that's how I was going to do it. And what's really funny is a couple nights ago, my friend Steve, who is going to be speaking to our team next week, he told me, he goes, so I didn't even recognize you at conference without your hat on. And he goes, you really should not wear your hat all the time, because when you're all done up, you are gorgeous when you're all gussied up. And I'm like, oh, that was so nice. Like it made me feel so good about myself that yesterday I did not wear my hat and I did my hair and I felt great. And I even sent him a picture. I was like, this is because of you, my friend. And he goes, woohoo. Like, it's just those little things that I'm like, you know what? I don't need to hide behind my hat. But also I love my hat because it shows people who I am and what I do. And I wear my hat everywhere because people are like, Pampered Chef, like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know they still existed. So like, I just always try to wear something that has Pampered Chef on it. But that's just me. Which, even though I'm on the call with you guys, I'm wearing my Pampered Chef shirt. But yeah, totally off topic, you guys. I'm sorry. I was just kind of going through the chat. Hold on one second. I do that. Go to the page. Some close by. Oh, thank you, Vicky. See, she told me I'm pretty. Made my day. See, I'm making your guys' Saturday morning so much better. I see so many smiles on the top of my screen right now. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so bookings. Who is going to work their tail off this weekend to get more bookings and all the things? I just started running something in our team page. It's called Dinner and a Movie. So stay tuned and like make sure you guys are paying attention to those posts, because there's going to be some great posts in there on ideas on extra ways to get bookings. One of them that I'll give you a heads up is actually, because we all know that back to school is coming soon. Some of you might even have back to school already where you're at. One of the posts is geared towards teachers. And I hadn't even thought about this. I got this template from Kristen, who got it from her friend, Stacy Itzel. And I really wish that I would have had my hands on this template back in June so that we could have done it for July and August, but we're going to do it for August and September. And I'm hoping that it's going to get you guys excited, because you guys can win a dinner gift card from me, a $50 gift card at the end of September. Everybody will get put in the drawing. You'll see how to earn tickets and all of that. Make sure you guys are keeping track of your entries though, because with how large of a team we have now, I don't want to miss any of your guys' stuff. So make sure you guys are keeping track of your stuff for me, just in case I don't catch them all, please. But yes, I am going to go out and actually book 4 more parties. I'm going to book 4 more parties. I'm not going to say I'm going to try. I am going to book 4 more parties that start next week. I want a total of 10 parties for next week, because I'm going big or going home. Like I'm stepping my game up in our business, guys. So if you guys focus and tell yourself that you're going to do it, positive affirmation, you guys, is huge. Like, I don't know if you guys are a believer in that, but I wasn't until I started this business, and our near and dear Kristen Waringa completely changed my whole world, like flipped it upside down with positive affirmations, because I used to be the type that sat there and the negative thought would roll in and it would sit there for days, you guys. And now I'm like, you know, it might be there, I don't know, maybe an hour at the most, because at about an hour, I'm like, okay, jump off the pity train, Danny. Kick it out of your head. Like, if you guys are having a negative moment, like, reach out to someone on our team, because we are there to uplift and push you forward, because I know how it is. We can get stuck in our own heads. We can feel defeated. We can be watching others who are like, just got another one, just booked another one, just booked another one. And it can be defeating. Even where I'm at, excuse me, even where I'm at, it can be a struggle when we're watching other people be like, oh my gosh, they just welcomed like their 5th new team member and it's only the 2nd day of the month. Like, what am I not doing? But we need to remember that comparison is the thief of joy, you guys. Do not compare where you are at in your business to somebody else's because we are all on very different journeys and we are all going to be doing this very differently and on our own time frame. There is no end game, like no time frame for your journey. You will get there when you get there, but you are going to get there, okay? I don't want you guys to feel like it's a race to the finish line, because it's not, because there is no finish line with Pampered Chef, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but this is my career. I do not plan on going anywhere. Like, people have asked me, I just got this question in a party. Is this something that you do just for fun, or do you plan to do this for a while? And I'm like, a while? Like, no, I plan to do this the rest of my life, you guys. Just 2 years in the business, and I plan to do this for life. I don't see that changing ever. I love what I do. I love what I get to wake up and do every day, that I literally work probably 7 days a week. I tell myself I take Sundays off, but I'll be honest, guys, I don't. It's always in my head. So be positive, go forward with positive, and I'll leave you with this, because this has been huge for me, is lead the way with yes. No. I say lead with yes, and then I tell my child no. He walks in with his remote control like, Mom, do my password on my Xbox. No. Gosh. Sorry, guys. One of our brand new field development directors, it's not her official title. I need to know her official title, but she's brand new. Her name is Trish Lukasik, and she spoke at the Excellence Awards breakfast this year at conference. And it really stuck with me. She created a poem for all of us, which was wonderful and beautiful. I actually have it if you guys want me to share it with you. Not on the call, but like I literally have like a picture of it I can share. And it reminded me of the book that I want all of you guys to read, because it literally changed my life, was Shonda Rhimes' The Year of Yes. So if you haven't read that, please go out and buy it and read it, because I want all the feedback on it, because it literally changed my entire, just everything, blew my world up. But she also, and it just reminded me and took me back to it. Good, Laura, I'm so glad you bought it. It just brings me like round robin to back when I first started to now. She literally wants us all to lead with yes. And that doesn't mean saying yes to everything, but it means saying yes to the things that we know are going to make us grow and be better in our businesses and in personal life. Like, I say yes to things in my personal life now that I might not have said yes to 2 years ago, because I'm like, either one, I was either too lazy to do it, or didn't want to do it, or I didn't want to step out of my comfort zone in doing it. And a little bit of an overshare in personal life. Like, my husband and I lack hard on communication, and it's been a struggle in our marriage. And I feel like this is a safe space, so I'm sharing. But I didn't used to be the confrontee. Like, I was like, no, I'm just going to bottle it up because I don't like confrontation and I don't like fighting or any of that. But when I opened the door to being like, no, I need to open this door to not confrontation, but the conversation with my husband, our marriage has been better, like everything. So by saying yes to something that I was super uncomfortable with, my marriage has grown. By saying yes to things in my business has grown. Just a year ago, like a year and a half ago, I said yes to traveling an hour and a half away in my car by myself, which, you guys, it used to terrify me to get in my car and travel even 15 minutes to Redmond. Like, my anxiety would overwhelm me. Like, my palms would get sweaty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to drive 15 minutes by myself. And that sounds so silly. Like, but anxiety is a real thing. And I've overcome a lot of my anxiety by putting myself in the anxiety, which is so strange to me. I'm no psychologist, but it has helped me grow so much that I can't help but share it, because I'm like, holy crap, like, I said yes and I didn't die. Like, I'm living, guys. So say yes to the things that are terrifying you. Say yes to the things that might cause anxiety. You might have a little bit of a panic attack, but I promise you'll get through it. And once you're through it, you're going to be like, I did it. and it wasn't that bad, and the results that you see from it are going to be like, why have I not been doing this the whole time? So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Go say yes, go do all the yes, but also be prepared for a lot of no's. Don't be scared of the no's, you guys. You are going to ask a lot of people and you are going to get a lot of no's. Go for the no, but say yes. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. Any last minute parting thoughts, questions, anything of the sorts? I'm going to go through and make sure I got everybody as far as attendance so that I can message all the other people and be like, you have 24 hours to watch this video. So yay for you guys for being on the call. Any questions? Nope. All right. Well, I was really happy. I totally thought this call was going to last like an entire hour. Only 42 minutes, you guys. Yay for you. Okay, well, I will see you guys later. And every time you book a party today or tomorrow, go into the PC DoorDashers page and, I don't know, post something fun. Like just knocked on a door, who's opening theirs or something. Find something catchy and post it. I don't care. But tag someone else and make them go book a party. And then, I don't know, somebody give me a code word for the people who have to watch this next. Who wants to say the code word that somebody's going to have to come back and say? Chelsea, you unmuted yourself. You unmuted yourself. Think of something.
Seriously, when people tell me to think of a word, for some reason my mind always goes to NSYNC. Don't ask me why. It just does. I love them forever.
NSYNC? Oh, you're my girl. Yep, NSYNC it is.
Always and forever.
A girl after my own heart. Yep, JT for life. Okay, so for the people watching this on replay, the code word is NSYNC. Like the boy band, guys. 90s, think back 90s. So message me the code word and we will go over the meeting. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.